All right, so we're gonna start this. Welcome to the first episode because the last one didn't count. We weren't properly named. Episode of Uninformed and Unprepared. I am your host, Peter, and accompanying me is Mikey. Mikey, say hi.
Hi.
And Andrew.
Hello, wonderful people.
All right, and we're just gonna be casually talking about stuff we really didn't prepare for while we play some games. And yeah, hopefully we don't screw ourselves. Anyway, our first topic today, I want to talk about game design.
Oh my God! Please, Kelly, will you just save me the struggle, please?
No.
Oh my
We're
God! The
talking about
same
this.
old freaking conversation. I feel sorry for the audience because they're not gonna be privy to too much information.
What do you mean? Pick the survival world, boys.
I don't even know where I am.
It spawned me in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be no video, but literally we're just playing Minecraft.
I mean, we could record video
Eh,
for episode 2.
isn't this episode 2?
And so me and Andrew decided that the first episode is going to be episode 0
All right, that works for me.
because we weren't properly named. So anyway, I want to talk about game design because, well, yeah.
Some people have some bad ideas on what makes good game design.
I
Well,
agree.
before we talk about bad game design, let's talk about good game design.
Is there
Like,
even such a thing?
we're
We all
playing one of
agree
the
that
games that have the best game design.
Games that have like best game design?
Yeah, I think
Oh
Minecraft
man.
and let's see, let's spit out a couple ideas. All right, I think Minecraft, Dark Souls,
Bioshock
and
Infinite.
Rainbow Six
Okay,
Siege.
Bioshock Infinite. No.
I still haven't played all the Bioshock games
Oh
you gave
my
me, Mikey.
god.
Yeah, I even though I tried to get Peter onto it like literally 3 different times,
It's because what did I say
including
before about my single player problem?
yeah, he has a bad one.
But like, Infinite is only 6 hours of gameplay, and it is the best game you will ever play.
But for real though, Bioshock Infinite does not have anything amazing in gameplay wise.
So what's so good? What's so good about it?
The story. The story
Yes,
is one. It's
yes.
one of the best written stories in video games I ever had the pleasure of partaking in. Straight up, and I do not
So
say that
the
lightly.
story is what sells you on a game.
Yeah. No, yeah, story sells me on the game, but also if it's fun. Like BioShock's fun, but in terms of like games with like the greatest game design in gaming, BioShock doesn't even come close.
I can agree with that. I just want to put out there
You
that
just was without your BioShock Infinite fanboy. We get it.
yes, that game is amazing.
Alright, yeah, for me, I'd probably be Dark Souls. I don't know.
See, the thing is,
Doom.
what sells me
There we
on
go.
games, because I don't play too many single player games. What sells me on a game first, Mikey, accept the freaking teleport request. What sells me on games is the mechanics and world design. Those are the most important things for me. Oh god! Of course, you teleport me onto a cliff.
Thanks for the teleport request acceptance.
Andrew, do I have to tell you how to teleport? Or you know?
Is it /TPA in this or?
Yes, it's /TPA. So for Dark Souls, I think the fact that it has such well put like fighting mechanics, it's obvious. I think that's just like what do you mean You
I
don't
don't
like the
think.
Dark
You know,
Souls
I'm gonna
fighting
let you
mechanics?
finish. I'm gonna let you finish. I interrupted you.
I absolutely love its focus on stamina conservation. Like, I think it's one of the best games for having that feature. I feel like other games, like other RPGs, just are really, really bad at implementing stamina conservation. And because also another part, when it locks you into an animation, the fact that you could do this part probably wasn't intended, the animation canceling, but it's just kind of a feature that they then adapted for all the later games. I think that's pretty massive. I do love For Honor's approach to it also, but
For Honor has the greatest fight mechanics in any game.
That's where I'm gonna stop you. For Honor is
wish
the
it
worst
was
game ever made.
expanded.
Yeah, you're
What?
retarded.
Worst game ever made. I said it.
Explain.
I don't really have any points to make on it. It's just I played
Because
the beta and it was not fun. It was not enjoyable, and I will never play it ever again.
Andrew's a scrub is what he's saying.
You played the beta.
Yes, sir.
Well, the game is just like the beta, but better.
I find that hard to believe.
They expanded a lot of. I played the alpha and the beta for it, and the release, and I think that it did a fantastic job with its fighting system. It introduced a new, like, brand new concept and style for melee fighting. I think that was really good. I do think its range combat completely blows because they did it based off of like skills.
I'm okay with that.
I don't know.
You know, I'm gonna walk back my statement a little bit. Yeah, the gameplay was all right.
I've said that to you for years, and now you're walking back the statement. Literally suck.
No. I'm just gonna. It's not the worst thing I've ever played, but it's not my cup of tea. Like it's basically rock paper scissors, in my opinion. Block up, block left, block right.
That's not rock paper scissors.
It is though.
Okay, there's this fighting game called Killer Instinct, right? That's rock paper scissors because it's all about.
Disagree.
No, that's you played that game. It is the rock paper scissors. Literally, it's all
that game. Give me an explanation.
On a higher skill level, the game is about selecting characters that would be able to work better against other characters. I'm not talking about matchups. I mean literally in a sense that my character will beat your character 9 times out of 10. Solely because that's just how the game's made. It's like rock, paper, scissors.
Mm-hmm.
On a higher skill level. On the skill me and Andrew played, really no. But on a higher skill level, it does get to that point. That's rock, paper, scissors. For Honor isn't rock, paper, scissors. It's not. It's all about different different types of guys you use. Like certain guys, main mechanic is to parry and then take advantage of the counter strike. And then other guys are super fast and who have really strong light attacks, but their heavy attacks leave something to be desired.
And all of it is basically determined on your skill level with the characters.
Yeah. So like you'll be able to suck with like a character who solely uses light attacks. But if you can do something good with a mix-up character, like the ninja in that game, who has great mix-up mechanics, then you'll become a pro versus a noob at like. It sounds so cringe to say like that, but like you'll be a pro compared to a noob, like depending on which guy you use.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not the same thing. Like in rock paper scissors, it's like no matter what you use, it's all about what the other guy has.
Yeah, it becomes less of a straight instead of a matchup, it's an actual like interaction.
I don't know, man.
Because
I did not have an enjoyable experience playing that game. That's all I'm trying to say.
I use my FOV on Quake Pro.
I mean, every time I hop on, I get bent, but that's just the way I don't.
But like, I played in the beta, so everyone sucked. So I was doing decent. It just wasn't fun.
Well,
make sure you didn't suck.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I spanked you in that game. What do you mean?
What do you mean spanked me? Yeah, okay.
The thing is, I think it's great game mechanics wise. I think it had fantastic features, but that's why I didn't put it as like one of the tops. I think Dark Souls as an overall game does it better.
I don't think so.
But if Dark Souls turned around the other day and freaking built an in-depth system similar to that of For Honor, I think it could get great. Or sorry, if For Honor went and took a like RPG approach to its gameplay, I think that'd be amazing.
See, I think
and totally rework their range fighting because it's trash as it is.
See, I think the opposite. I think Dark Souls, like, it's really just rolling. Like, I'll be the first to tell you. Like, I'm a big Dark Souls fanboy, but even I can tell you, it's literally just rolling.
Tier stuff, or you stealing from people?
I'm stealing from people. Like, that's all it really is about. Like, looking for the counter attack and then making your move. Like, and I like that. Like, I don't think the gameplay is bad, but I certainly wouldn't call it some of the best. for combat reasons. I think it's the best for storytelling, like how it tells
Are you
story.
kidding me? That's their big gag. They don't do the storytelling. They
Yeah,
let the
I think
players
that's their
back
best
do it.
part.
I think it's unique, but I think that's a horrible way of telling a
Oh
story.
no, I love it. That's the best. It makes the world feel so authentic. Like
Yeah,
just
but
like
you literally have to build the stories. Like
yeah,
your
that's
community
sick.
has to be about the game. Otherwise, your story's never going to get out.
Oh, I'm okay with that. In this case, in the
Andrew,
case of Dark
what's your
Souls,
opinion on that?
because
Where basically your community would have to read all the item descriptions and whatnot and review the cutscenes multiple times in order to make the story like coherent. Other than haha, bad guys, I kill them.
I haven't played the game, so I wouldn't know like
I'm
exactly how it
just saying,
feels.
what's your
But
opinion on a story like that?
yeah, off your description of it, no, that's too much work.
okay, all right. How about my description then? How about my description? You know, you're a video game character, right? You get put into a world you know nothing about, and all you're told is go fight this monster. And along the way, you pick up the pieces of what was once there. Like you're basically you get transported to a world that's been there for years, and no, for centuries, and you're just starting to get into it. So it has centuries of history to it, and it's all
Wait,
there waiting to be explored.
I have an example.
Well, hold on,
Alright?
wait. Now I just want to hear what he thinks about what I
Okay,
said.
go ahead. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. Go ahead.
I still don't like it because I prefer a game where there's a story, and through playing the game, the story is basically
Present.
given to me.
So you don't want to hunt for the story.
No, because then what's the point of me playing the game?
Well, that's more real because it's more authentic. Like you just don't come into the world knowing the world's history.
See, but that's the thing. Like the game
God's not going to
character,
give you a
Hold
tutorial.
on. In that case, if it's built into the game, like you start as like a child or a traveler entering a new land, that's a completely different scenario.
It kind of is the same thing, though.
let me make my point.
What
The
the hell?
game
Where did that
character
paper
that
come
you play as, it has been in that world before you as the player has gotten there.
from?
So
Wait,
me
say that
as the
again? I
player,
didn't quite catch that.
the character that you play as has lived in that world before you as the player has gotten. I shouldn't, as the player, jump in know zero. My character should know things, and then that gets transferred to me over time, so it makes sense to me as the player playing as them. I shouldn't have to, oh, I know nothing. Oh, what's this? Oh, let me read the description. No.
No, I disagree with what you're saying because that's just not how Dark Souls is. Basically, you're put into the world the same time your character is. Like their adventure starts. Basically, they're like just some dude by the time you enter the world. Like
So
they don't.
in
Their
Dark
adventure
Souls
doesn't.
3, in Dark Souls
What?
3, you enter the world, but you're assumed to have backstory knowledge because you're born as the Ashen One in Dark Souls 3. In Dark Souls 2, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember the intro to Dark Souls 2.
Nobody
But
does.
Dark Souls 1, on the other hand, you are in this world. You were thrown into a prison. You awaken in a prison cell for undead. Like your character did exist in this world. You weren't a somebody in the world, but you did exist.
And
Isn't
that
that
character
like?
shouldn't have knowledge of the game world.
But that isn't that how like regular games are then? Like literally every video game starts with you already being someone.
Yes, but they present the story to you versus you
Having
assembling
to
the
go and
pieces
find
yourself.
I don't know. I think that makes it better.
No.
I know my good opinions harm you, but you really have to start learning to live with them.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think storytelling for the game should be presented. I don't think
I
it should
really
be,
don't think that. I mean, okay, hold on.
unless it's a built-in feature. I think it should be presented. Like
Let me reiterate.
I ain't here to study. I'm here to play a game.
Before Michael, before you make your point, let's go back to BioShock, right? We all agree that game has amazing storytelling.
Well,
Well,
you mean just us? Then yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the ones that have played it, we agree that game has amazing storytelling. The entire game is based off the story.
Well, that has amazing storytelling, but it's different because literally the gameplay almost, I don't know. For me, the game it's a completely different scenario because the gameplay almost comes second, like third even in almost every aspect. Elizabeth comes second. Like I straight up, I did not care for the gameplay in that game, and I love Bioshock 1. Like that, I played Bioshock 1 for the gameplay, but for the gameplay in Bioshock Infinite, I was just like, eh. You know, it's like I barely even used. Like I tried, but like I could never find the powers for your arms. It was so hard. I found literally the same like 4 or 5 ones every time.
But they literally hand them to you.
Exactly, but like I just didn't care for it. Maybe it's because that's why they like so I was just able to get them so much faster than I was in Bioshock 1. Like in Bioshock 1, I remember I had to clear like optional areas to get certain power-ups. But Bioshock Infinite, there was like none of that. There's no exploring. It's very, very linear. So the storytelling kind of has to be super good. Like with Dark Souls, that's not the case. Dark Souls, you
So
can
you're
do.
saying that you're like, this is the game's only saving grace. That's why it has to be good.
Yeah, like literally, that's the game's only. For me personally, the game's way too linear, and for it to have, it has to have such like hand-holding narrative in order for it to be justified as such a game. Like Dark Souls is super open world. Like you can technically go kill the final boss if you want early without going to any other area. You know? And I think and you learning kind of what happened as you go through the game and the more areas you choose to explore, the more you learn about it is one of its strengths.
But you won't necessarily learn about the world. You can do an entire playthrough of Dark Souls with the only storyline knowledge of, so I killed a bunch of big bad bosses. Everybody's a bunch of undead beef jerky, and yeah, these knights really beat the crap out of me.
Yeah, you can.
See,
But like I said, the more you explore, the more you learn.
To me, it sounds like it's just a glorified tech demo.
All right, think about it like this. All right, look at the game we're playing right now, Minecraft, for example. Tell me Minecraft's storyline.
Okay, so basically,
everything you know about it.
Actually, I watched all the game theory videos, so I can tell you Minecraft storyline
without mentioning game theory videos.
Oh, okay. All right, that's easy actually. So my character comes to the world.
Okay.
I can tell you right now.
Go.
All right, so my character comes to the world. All right. You know, he actually, I don't know.
Exactly.
Because I can't. I was about to say something, but I'm like, how do I know to go kill the Ender Dragon?
Yeah, exactly. You don't.
That's
You're
one
not
of
giving any.
That's one of those things where
any
it's like
story hints. You just kind of expected to figure it out. Yeah, let me just.
Yeah, but then
that weird structure of obsidian. Yeah, that's a nether portal.
I mean, Minecraft's the best-selling game of all time, so
yes,
you know, to take notes, I guess.
My point is, when they feed you fragments, we're not here to we're not here to study. We're here to play a game, and so I'm sure your average consumer of Minecraft, with no prior knowledge, will not find the Ender Dragon.
I gotta be honest. I think your average consumer for Minecraft probably hasn't
even beat the Ender Dragon.
No, probably has.
You know how many times I beat the Ender Dragon? I've played this game for years.
Oh, we only played creative. That's why.
No, that was way back then. I rarely touch creative, but I digress. The point is another issue with fragmenting your story and trying to imply it rather than actually just straight up present it. But that's only one of the game features. What's another massive game design that would make or break it for you to like hop on something?
For me to hop, well, I don't know what you mean.
What would make you say this is a great game?
Oh, that's a good question. What the heck is that? Oh, that's a good question. Honestly,
I have an intermediary question just before we move on. Have you guys played Red Dead Redemption 2?
No.
Nope.
Oh my god.
We cannot talk.
I will rescind my earlier comment. Red Dead is the best game ever made.
Oh my god.
I mean, I've seen a decent chunk of gameplay of it. The issue is, for me, it's the same issue I get with GTA. The world's so big and vast, I'm bored. Even if there's all these small activities, what's the incentive of me doing that?
Oh, I'm gonna
I would
die.
I would agree with you, but if you play the game, it's actually so immersive you won't get bored. Like Rockstar did a really good job at keeping you engaged and playing the game, even with a gigantic world. And then later on, if you want to go and explore the little details, there's so many little details for people like Mikey to find.
So
Little tiny things
give
that you
me an
wouldn't know
example
about.
of what they did to keep you entertained in the world.
I just feel like the way the NPCs react, right? It feels natural. So it's not like, oh, I have nothing to do. It feels inviting. I don't know how to describe it,
What I
but it
saw
feels inviting.
of gameplay is if you murder a guy in the woods and you leave his body there, they can come chasing after you or something like that.
Well, yeah, but
I
no
thought that
and
was a pretty
yes.
interesting concept, but I don't fully understand how the actual mechanic works.
Yeah, well, basically the game world is much more persistent than any other game that I've played. So unlike
Okay.
GTA where you kill someone and they despawn instantaneously, if you
Mhm.
kill someone, their body will stay there for a decent amount of time, and if someone rides up on it, they'll alert the police and then they'll start investigating, and if you're seen in the area, they'll come after you.
I see.
So it's not just like GTA, you kill someone, you walk away, nobody knows what happened, it's like it never happened.
Mhm.
And
I
then
think
there's
that's a pretty cool
characters that,
feature.
like, in GTA Strangers and Freaks, there's characters that you meet multiple times. It's not like just in GTA where you just see them once and that's the end
Yeah.
of the interaction. You see them multiple times and it builds on the last experience and it
Mhm.
feels like you're actually in the world.
So a major concept of the game mechanics is that it
Persistence.
everything's persistence and oh my god, baby zombie. Hold up, I gotta try hard for a sec. Literally crap against these guys.
You actually need all the same color of wood to make a bed.
This guy, would he stop playing Minecraft for too long and
You need
forgot how
all
it
the
works?
same color? Since when?
It has to be the same type of wood. This has
This
always
is
been a feature.
retarded. No, all the
I,
same
I
wool.
oh
Yes.
wool? Yes.
That's retarded. Anyway, one good game design, one good facet of game design for me would
Well, wait,
probably.
wait, wait. Let's continue on Andrew's path right now because
Uh,
he mentioned how Red Dead has that persistent game design aspect.
well, not
Where
different colored wool. That's bad.
Red Dead, we're talking about Red Dead.
Yes.
So
I would deeply
it
recommend you guys
focuses
play
on
that.
world consistency, and I
Yes.
think that's actually a really cool feature. Will it get me to play the game? No, but
Well,
I think that's a
you
really
you
cool
need to
feature.
play the game. Honestly, I feel like if you play the game, you'll get into it because it's a good game. The story is good. The characters are well developed. It's not like GTA where I couldn't care less about Simeon and Lamar and all the other characters. Devin,
Yeah, no,
I couldn't
no.
care. In
I
Red Dead,
very
I
much
actually feel like I care about the characters.
agree.
So
So, what
when
made you
things
care about the
happen and
characters?
like they feel lifelike. They're well developed. They have good writing in their dialogues. They don't feel like NPCs. They actually feel like genuine people. And
So
there's
it's another instance of good storytelling and good writing.
yes, I don't want to give away too much, but the
Yeah, no
characters
spoilers because maybe I
I'm
will.
not. I'm
I'm,
not. But the characters you actually feel like you play as outlaws, but you feel like there's a bit of humanity to them and they're complicated. They're not just black and white characters. There's some gray area. And it makes the story that much better because how you play affects how they react to you. And that, it feels good.
correctly, there's a fantasy game that focused on uh like if you had a giant battle, right, and you left one of your enemies alive, they would basically go on a revenge streak and try to get back at you throughout the entire storyline. I can't remember what the game was called, but it was like had something to do with orcs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's all I got. That's all I remember. Mikey, on to you.
Well, not different colored wool.
You
That's
still salty about
that's
that.
I
Why
really
is that
am.
out of all the things to
I'm
be
still
salty about?
fighting zombies because of it.
All right, so slight inconveniences. That breaks the game for you.
Nah, no. But well, for breaks a game, oh my god, not being able to. I can deal with some movement. Some movement. Witcher 3 movement is not good. Like it's
All right,
so
you know what?
strange.
Actually, that's a great point. Janky movement kills games.
That will kill in game instantaneously.
I can just learn how to deal with it honestly if the game's good enough.
Like if janky movement's a feature, it depends on all the other aspects of the game. Like,
Okay, then here's something interesting. Then Witcher 3, your character does not turn like on a heel. You know, they turn.
Actually, kind of like the Witcher 3 movement. But continue.
I only like its movement in combat. I think it has great combat, but the movement when you're walking and stuff is so jank. Like it's like nobody talks about this. It's gotta be the jankiest movement in the world because literally you don't turn on your heel. You turn like a human. Like you take a left step to the left and then like your
is that a
right
bad
foot.
thing? Oh, I got
Okay,
disconnected.
me too. Then your right foot will go where your left foot was. You know?
Why is that a
So
problem? Does it just
it's
make
because
the
it's
movement feel
not
slow?
like you can't turn on 180. It's on a heel. Instead, it's weird like how you're turning.
Oh, For Honor
Your
also does that
character
a little bit.
carries momentum. That's what you.
No. That's not what they do. They turn weird and they walk weird. Like so, when you're turning, you're not turning like on a left angle or right angle. You're turning on a curve, and that affects combat when you're running.
So they carry momentum.
No, that's not. Are you?
What you're
I don't
describing
want to
is
insult you, but are you stupid or something?
no,
I
because
did not say at
because
all.
what you no the way you're describing it is if you're going straight, right? I'm sprinting straight forward. Of course, I'm not going to be able to turn to my left instantaneously.
I'm
It's
not-
going to be a
well,
curve.
That's a part of it,
movement.
but I'm not talking about that. I mean, like, legitimately, like, just standing, and you cannot just turn right. You have to take a step and turn right. You know? So walking around brothels and stuff, I'm always bumping into things. Like, constantly.
What is the first establishment you think of? The brothels.
I
Do
don't
you
know.
want to get us demonetized?
Oh my god, look at all these people.
Maybe we can get a brothel sponsorship.
Yo, stop. But actually, so back to the actual game design aspect of the question.
Yeah,
So
no,
what-
but one thing that helped The Witcher 3 was it's just amazing world. Like it's got such a good world, man. There's so much history there.
Mhm.
Like, and it just makes you feel like you got dropped into middle of like, not even like you know how, like Star Wars they have it like you're not reading like the beginning or the end of the book, you're reading like the middle of it.
Yes.
Like that's The Witcher 3, and like that's another few series like Fallout New Vegas mainly, but Fallout literally makes you like you're dropping in the middle of the whole story. Like the apocalypse has already happened. The time for rebuilding has already happened. You're way past that point. The apocalypse has been around for like 150 years. This is not something recent. So
That's
you
how I
got
feel about Red Dead.
yeah, like you got dropped into this world of crazy people and robots and people who think radioactivity is God. You got dropped into this really weird world where factions are well established and nobody's playing with sticks and stones anymore. Like everybody knows the rules of the game now. And you're just getting in on it. Like that's awesome to me.
Okay.
So that makes it world like I'll even deal with like jank movement, like I just said, if I get like an awesome story.
All I'm hearing is you would love Red Dead Redemption 2. But yet you refuse to play it.
I refuse to play.
Listen, we're not sponsored by them, so chill.
I'm just saying that is actually a
All I'm
masterpiece
hearing
of
is
a
that
game.
you don't want to get NordVPN. That's all I hear you saying.
Yo,
Oh
chill.
my
Yeah,
god!
goals though.
Can't be giving it
Uh,
out for free now.
No,
Well,
but the janky movement kills games for me. Like
yeah.
honestly, when Apex first launched, I thought its movement was garbage. Like it felt so. I think half of it was server issues, but it just felt so choppy. Like they tried to have the nice parkour and high velocity move. It just didn't feel like that.
I don't
Also,
remember the beginning
in
of Apex.
tactical shooter games, like what pisses me off about Siege, I can't jump, dude. I don't know why I want to jump, but I want to be able to jump.
Siege,
But it
you
doesn't
can't
make it
jump?
up. You can't. No, you can't jump.
What?
You can vault. Well, not really. You can climb on top of stuff. That's
You
not really
can't
the point.
jump?
No.
I don't know. I wouldn't play Lean
can
Simulator
propel.
anyway.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't. What?
But it just small little things like that. I think break a lot of games for me. Oh, what was the game we were just playing? Battlefield. What pissed me off about that? I wanted to be able to lean. That's a very small thing, but like I think that's massive. Or Mikey's gonna get triggered. Halo sprinting.
Yeah,
The
it's
entire
just a
movement
mind
system
trick.
in Halo is broken.
Listen, I'm not discussing this again. You're not gonna get it out of me. I know exactly what this is, and it's not working.
I'm
It was
just
a
saying
segue.
that movement is actually not good.
That's okay. That's completely your opinion. Although it's wrong.
So my point was that that's what broke Halo for me more than the gunplay. Gunplay honestly isn't in most games. I don't think it's a massive issue. I can adapt to a crappy gunplay mechanic.
I
I
don't know.
can
As long
agree
as
for the first few hours, but if you're going to be playing it long term,
Oh yeah, no, it's gotta be
yeah,
good.
if it depends on how the game's market is. It's supposed to be a hardcore game, then you need to have decent mechanics.
Well, for me, it's just gotta be
gunplay.
fun. Like Black Ops 2 had really great competitive bones, but it just wasn't like it was just fun. Like that's all it needs to be for me.
Mm.
Like even if it was like, because I wasn't like an MLG guy, so like even if I was like super competitive and into it, like I wouldn't like, and I sucked. I would still play it. I did suck, and I still played it because it was just that fun. Like the gameplay of it was that fun. That's like one of those things where it's like gunplay super important to me.
Yeah.
I could just be seeing because I used to play a lot of FPS games, but like
I've always hated shooters. Gonna be honest. So that's why it probably doesn't matter too much for me. Crappy gunplay, because I had never had a good time with shooters. I have a slow reaction time, so no matter the shooter I play, I'm dead within seconds.
yeah, same
So
here.
whether gunplay was good or bad, I didn't really get to experience it too much. And so I've always taken it on the more casual end. Now that I play Siege a little more, I value it slightly more, but it's still not enough.
Oh
to
my
break
god,
a
if I
game.
play Siege a little bit more, I'd freaking be suicidal.
It's a horrible game. I don't know why I
yes,
play it.
I agree. I will never play it. I
I
am
did
upset.
play it.
I spent $7.50 because it was on sale, and
I'm still pissed.
I regret it so badly.
It's one of those games that punish you for spending less money on it because they gave you no operators to work with.
Oh, what?
If you buy the cheap versions of the game, so think of it like a MOBA or like League of Legends.
That's
They have
so
a
effed
million
up.
different heroes, but if you buy the cheap version, they're gonna give you the starter, period, and that's it. You gotta spend and grind in order to get anything else.
I hate stuff like that.
It is pretty annoying, but I know I kind of feel like this topic's dried up a little bit.
Yes.
Oh no, you're right. Because I'm not getting into it. I'm not getting into the Halo
Like
talk.
he's not taking the bait.
I am not taking the
Like
bait here.
you just won't take the bait on.
Oh, I didn't even mention Halo this conversation.
Hate on Halo.
I was not getting tricked. Maybe one day, not today.
All right, so a future podcast where me and Andrew's host, we'll force Halo down your throat. We'll
Yeah.
get it. We'll get it.
Yeah, one day.
One day we'll get you on the rant, and then it'll be like 10 hours later.
Honestly, I think the problem is we need to play more games.
I play a good variety of games.
No, I'm serious. Like there are so
I
many
play
games.
multiplayer only games though.
Like
Like
there
I
are.
ha- I have
Single
good
player
depth.
games.
I have good depth in my single player and multiplayer
Oh no,
games.
I'm not saying we don't. I'm just saying we could play more because like a lot of the games I realized we mentioned aren't even games like that came out within the last.
No,
I don't know.
you're
When
just
is it?
calling us old now. Thanks.
No, I'm saying as in like new modern games because that's really
Well, the thing
What's a
is
new modern game?
none of those
games are
games stand
built.
out.
Yeah,
uh
most of these
yeah, that's
games are
true.
getting built to have 10-year plans.
Well, hold on. I think Spider-Man. I just played Spider-Man.
That's
That's
a
what.
PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, that game is so fire. I mean, you want to talk about like good movement in a
It's made
game?
by Insomniac, all right? I just want to point out Insomniac so far as a developer has never failed me. They
Really? What
did
else do they make?
They are the guys. What the hell just happened? Okay, they make the entire Ratchet and Clank franchise.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow, good for
those are the
them.
guys.
No
Dude,
wonder PlayStation bought them.
yeah, dude, that was probably a freaking great investment.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, I'm a complete Ratchet and Clank fanboy, and I think that they did a fantastic job. And seeing
Jesus.
how they treated Spider-Man and gave that game, like I haven't played it. Hashtag don't own a console, but it one from what I saw, it reminds me of PlayStation 2's Spider-Man 2.
Those games were so good. The
Yeah,
PlayStation 2 Spider-Man games.
it was such a great game, especially for its time. And I just saw the Insomniac Spider-Man. I was like, this has taken that and improved it and made it just modernized it. This is what you call a remaster without actually being a remaster though.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yo, straight up. I'm gonna nerd out a little bit about
Go.
comic stuff, but man, the deep cuts they put in Spider-Man, like they
What do you
didn't
mean
just
cuts?
like I'm talking like the references to comics, TV shows, old cartoons. Like I'm talking like the '90s cartoons too, like stuff like I watched as a kid that they put in and made jokes about.
In the Spider-Man game?
Yeah. Like or costumes they included that were only seen in certain like parts, like in certain like games, like old games. They even include costumes in their old games. Like the Spider-Man Noir costume in Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions is different from the new Spider-Man Noir costume. So, but they
Mm.
put in the old Spider-Man Noir costume, like from their game, from the Shattered Dimensions game, and they put in a bunch of like different costumes from different comic book stories, like Spider-Man Last Stand, where he's like an old man, and I can't remember what he did, but he killed somebody, and after that, like everybody found out Peter Parker was Spider-Man, so he's been on the run from cops, and he's got like, oh my god, it's just like they do so many different things, and they reference so many different that like it's not just like a game to play, but just like if you go out of your way to like even a little bit, like you just read the description on your costume, you'll see like a reference to something. And that's everywhere. Like that's
No,
multiplied by like 10.
I'm generally not a fan of open referencing. I'm a fan of hidden Easter eggs. I don't really
Well, what's a hidden Easter egg to you? Like is it like the crow in Dark Souls where you can go back to where you can go back to the first area by
I
laying
think
like by saying
yes,
like an
that
egg?
that's an Easter egg. That's quite literally an Easter egg. You curl up into a ball
You literally curl up
in a
into an egg.
nest. But yes, something like that's an Easter egg, or where you unlock a hidden cheat code by just accidentally typing it in,
What
or you
about like
find a
a
yeah.
secret
poster in
area.
the
You
background?
you find a little vent in the corner, and you find out, oh wow, if I hit E, I can crawl through the vent and it leads you to a secret area.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Like I'm a fan of those kind of Easter eggs. I'm not a fan of, hey, it's right in front of you, unless it's done as like a, I guess, comedic reference.
Well, they do some things like I know what you're talking about, like in Spider-Man. I'm bringing it up again. In Spider-Man, they do this one thing. They have certain buildings that are like important in the comics. So like they have like the building where Matt Murdock is, like where he stays. He's a lawyer, like he's Daredevil. He's a blind lawyer, and they actually have his like building as a sign. And there's no way you would know it's there unless you actively went on the street that you think it's on.
Hmm.
Like in the, like like geographically speaking, like this is where the building would be, you would only know that if you actually went there and looked for it. You wouldn't know any other way because they don't even talk about it.
So that's
So
that's a classic Easter egg.
yeah,
I'm cool
honestly,
with that. I like that.
I feel like games are kind of like missing out on that though. You
That's
know?
because it's not popular. Why would you make a feature in your game that most players don't even get to? What? What happened? Hello, Mikey. Well, yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
Do 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 do. Now, what's the intermission sound? I don't know the intermission sound. Crap.
I guess we're gonna take a short intermission
we'll
here.
edit.
We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're back from our little intermission. We had a yes.
Oh my
We're gonna be swiftly moving on. So Peter,
No, I'm
take up
I hate
hosting
it. I hate the
duties.
chip shortage.
All right, so we're
It's
gonna
so
start talking
depressing.
about that next topic. I want to talk about the chip shortage and all of its glory.
Yeah.
What?
I am in tears.
Yeah, it is awful. I like. It's just gone on for too long, and there's no improvements. in sight.
What I heard just recently is that Nvidia is now ramping down production
Maybe I'll
of
be
their
able to afford
graphics
one.
cards because they don't want a pricing collapse like what happened before, where the prices just fall through the floor and everyone's just giving away graphics cards.
Well, that's because
So they're going to artificially limit supply to keep prices where they are at the moment.
yeah, because Nvidia is pretty comfortable with their native pricing. They increased like the 3080's price like 3 times. It's now sitting at basically $1,200 if you want to buy a 3080, when it was released at like $800.
That has to be
These guys are
MSRP
scalping
because
their own
I
people.
was looking to buy one off like other retailers like
No,
Newegg and stuff.
Yeah, no.
And they
What
were
are you saying it for?
$2,000. I
Yeah,
thought I saw
yeah.
a 3060 that should be like $300,
Okay,
$400.
I know we're on
going
chip
for
shortage right now. But did you see Best Buy? What they're doing?
Seen
The
like,
PS5.
they're scalping their
They're
own stuff
charging
now.
people
It's not even funny.
$200 if they want to buy a PS5.
With the
What?
PS5s, yeah, I saw that. Well, let me clarify.
Explain a little more.
Best Buy is creating a subscription service for like preferred buyers where you pay $200 a year. And in that, you get priority in buying limited items such as PS5. So their stock goes to people who have that subscription.
So it's pay to have a chance.
Basically, yes.
That's disgusting. Like that's taking Costco situations and like Costco has its own subscription if you want to go and use the store.
No,
It has a major benefit to it in which you can buy in bulk, and where you basically can't do like at any other store.
Yes.
But
I keep all my
now
stuff.
they're like, yeah, let's put a subscription to just buying normal products. There's no really. You just got killed by a husk. What are you, noob? Anyway. Oh, whack. No, that's not sick. I hate freaking keeping.
Yeah, I just heard about this week.
But the point is, like, I think that's horrible.
Yeah.
Did they start doing this already? Like, this is a in current practice?
I mean, they officially announced it.
I don't know
if
if
I
it's
had to guess,
actually
this is not something that's going to get rolled out next
what
year.
I think you're asking, but
Probably next
it's
month.
definitely
earlier.
That's why.
in their plans, if not already being rolled out.
Yeah, oh yeah. Good question.
He means like this second, have they actually gone through with
it doesn't
or will
look
they
like they
might reconsider?
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're gonna not do it. I'll just say that much. It doesn't look like there's nothing compelling them to not
that's
do
a
that.
massive thing to know because that's
Especially
really
since,
disgusting.
like, I'm gonna be honest.
And they're gonna get away with it.
I'm not okay with it, but like, if somebody has to pay $700 to get it from a company instead of just some your a-hole neighbor who has 5 of them, who has 500 of them.
But you're okay
I don't
with
know.
it?
Like, I'm kind of okay with that. It's just Best Buy taking advantage of the problem. No, I don't think.
But that doesn't fix the problem, does it?
It doesn't fix the problem. It just limits it more. Yeah, this is taking advantage.
I think it makes it even worse. I think this should be illegal because you're now marking it up by $200 basically. So now when people inevitably resell it, they're going to mark it up that $200, and it just makes the problem worse.
Nah, it's not.
That doesn't have anything to do with it. It should be illegal on a government level.
Yeah, but that's not illegal.
This is borderline monopolist material.
It shouldn't be.
I wouldn't say.
Honestly, if the consumer still buys it, that's really their problem. A PS5, we're not talking about like milk and bread.
It should
we're
be.
talking about a PS5, a completely optional. Yes.
But.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. All right. Well, then what else is it? Because I have no idea.
Hold on. Is that only applying to PS5s?
Well, no. The subscription.
Can we look that up real quick? Because I'd love to know what else they actually.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You weren't prepared. Somebody look it up.
Is part of it, but that's just like the headline thing because everyone wants right now.
I'm about to say I'm not looking it up.
Whoa. What's the name of the podcast?
Oh my god, I'm gonna die in the nether.
All right, you know what? That's a fair point. Let's go.
Hey, I said I was gonna die.
Okay, I'll look it up.
I just found another portal. Yeah.
You already got to the nether? How did you help?
No.
You fell.
Bro, I'm just trying to I'm about to just make a house.
How'd you get to the nether? Oh,
I don't know what Andrew's. I haven't seen him since we got into the void.
I'm trying to speedrun the game, but I'm having a horrible time finding iron.
Because I've just been relaxed and enjoying our conversation. So, from what this says here, starting today in select markets, Best Buy is piloting a new membership program called Best Buy Beta. This will provide customers with an array of benefits, including exclusive member pricing and unlimited Geek Squad technical support, up to 2 years of protection on most product purchases, free shipping and delivery, free installation for $199 per year, or $179 if you have a Best Buy credit card. As far as everything else goes, it does not have any information on like the exclusive rights to buy. This is on the official corporate Best Buy website, by the way.
So they haven't mentioned any of that.
Best Buy Beta membership includes dedicated and exclusive concierge support, unlimited Geek Squad, fast and free shipping with no minimums,
Geek Squad's so useful.
exclusive member pricing on a wide range of products, free in-home standard delivery.
Exclusive member pricing.
Are there any examples of that?
On products.
So
that's not specifically what we're talking about.
So we're going to speak now. That is not an informed part of the podcast, where we speak strictly from out of our A's. Yeah.
No.
Like.
Yeah. So out of our butts. Like if that let's say that they did that to the PlayStation. So you paid $200 to get this, and now they're like, all right, congratulations, you can get it for $100 less than retail price. Now they're just playing a money game where they basically got a free $100 and they got you to sign a membership. And then they could have, or maybe they have inflated prices. They don't go the lowered price way, and they go full take advantage of the customer and increase the price but you actually can get it before everyone else. They go the pre-order route. I could see them doing that.
I could too. And just to touch on your point earlier, it says the pilot is currently available at select stores throughout Iowa, Oklahoma, and eastern Pennsylvania. In April,
Oh, whoa,
it will
that's where I
expand.
am.
And
I mean, no, I'm not.
Try it out.
doxing yourself live on the podcast.
Looks like I'm editing that out.
Yep, that's gonna have to need an edit.
In April, it will expand to customers in select stores in Minnesota, North Carolina, and Tennessee. So, yes, they are currently implementing this in select stores.
Yep. Wow.
I don't think, no.
Screw that.
Especially for $200, no.
I don't know.
Paired with the chip shortage, that just...
Yeah, no. This is not good moves.
How can you get away with something that's scummy?
This takes me back to NVIDIA and they're ramping down GPU production. Like, these practices are not okay.
Well, NVIDIA can't fully control that.
But it's a
everything's
conscious
placed in advance. But
no, it's a conscious decision for them to stop making GPUs through holiday 2021.
They also, I didn't hear about them ramping down production. I heard about them shutting down the Kepler architecture GPUs. So they're stopped providing support for older gen CPUs. I think it was the 700 series.
Yeah, besides the 750 Ti and some other things.
Besides niche.
But that's not what I'm talking about. Like, they're not making Ampere 30 series GPUs anymore. They're slowing down production throughout holiday 2021 to keep prices where they are.
To keep prices high, yeah.
That's not okay.
No. But they can.
They can, but...
But you know what? We still have AMD to fall onto. Not that AMD's
it's not worth
cards
money.
are... No, because AMD... Alright, can we scroll back time? Alright, take a look at the launch. So AMD's manufacturers, that's the name of it. AMD's manufacturers scalped their own GPUs on launch. Like, those things were like double and triple their MSRP on their own GPU launch.
My god.
Like, I camped out for every single launch day, and oh my god, it was awful how much they upscaled the cost. Like, if you look in the stores for, I think it's a 6600 GPU right now, it's listed for like 2,000.
The one that just came out, or the XT?
Yeah. The brand new one. Which
god.
Is like, it's obscene how much they're charging for this. I'm like, this is literally like, this is supposed to be a competitor to the 3060.
I mean, the 3060 is the same price at this point, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, jeez, man.
Honestly, what I'm most afraid about is when it's no longer a chip. Oh my god, hold on, I'm surrounded. I'm gonna GTFO really quick. What I'm afraid about is all the pricing remaining the same post chip shortage.
I don't think it will.
Because honestly, at this rate, I think it will. We're not seeing any new legislation being created and adapted for this situation.
But there's no way they could keep GPU prices that high.
What the hell am I getting?
Because eBay is going to crash. Whether they want it to or not, when the 4000 series come out, miners are going to sell their cards and the prices are going to crash. So in order to even compete with their own selves from their previous generation, they have to lower prices. Because let's say they launch the 4070 at $1,500, but the prices of 3070s crash down to the MSRP of $500 or even lower. Why would I ever buy a 4070 when I can buy a 3070? They're going to have to match it. Even if it is much better performance, they're going to have to match themselves, at least.
Well, that's kind of the reality check that they had with the 20 series before the 30 series came out. Like, once the 20 series like sold awfully and nobody was interested in getting it, that was their reality check. They ended up adjusting their prices to where the 30 series were equivalent or cheaper, and then the chip shortage happened where they got to make bank again. But no, I think it's gonna continue in high pricing because I don't think there's gonna be another reality check. Now they're more in tune with their manufacturers, and in fact they're opening up more. They're trying to partner with, what was it, Samsung,
Probably.
to manufacture more chips. So now that they're no longer relying on TSMC, they'll have more control of their own products. They don't have to be like, oh, I want to schedule to make this many chips, this many, and to be ready for this year. They could be more on demand with it. Them having more control means they can do what they're about to do. Like this December, you said, where they're freaking limiting it.
Yeah. Well, they're starting now,
Limiting the release.
and it's supposed to hold through holiday 2021.
Plus, we already see they already can basically do whatever and get away with it. Like, we saw that with the fact that they made LHRs exist.
Yeah. Well, I think, like, going back to mining is what's going to really affect the market, because Ethereum is doing their proof of stake thing, so GPUs aren't going to be that helpful. That's going to free up a lot of GPUs in the market.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. If we're gonna segue into mining, let's give a brief overview so Mikey can follow.
Well, I didn't want to get into mining right away. I just wanted to,
Okay.
skim it because it deals with this.
I think I think if you guys are to get into mining now, it'd be a good time because we got to end the podcast in like 10 minutes.
What? 10 minutes?
Yeah, aren't we doing an hour?
Well, that was because we were limited by
Yeah,
video,
we can do longer now.
All right.
Yeah, we're not limited by video anymore. I'm gonna get murdered by a spider.
All right, so
I'm gonna get this is embarrassing. Hold on 1 sec. I don't want to die so embarrassingly. I have a pride to hold up. So let's give Mikey the brief overview on mining.
But we're not segueing. Not yet. Please hold off.
Not yet. Fine. Go.
I think that with Ethereum going to proof of stake, that's going to free up GPU stock. And when 4000 series come out, whether it's Q4 2022 or whatever, that's going to have another like holdover effect when miners upgrade, and that's just going to flood the secondhand market with 3000 series cards that are really good that everyone's trying to get, and everyone's just going to buy that and say fuck 4000 series if they price it ridiculous. So they have to compete with themselves and keep the prices competitive, because they can make 4000 rare as fuck. No one's going to care if they can get a 3070 for $300. That,
So here's where my opinion differs for you. I don't think when Ethereum switches, I don't think the miners are going to mass sell off their GPUs.
Why not?
Because the people who invested in GPUs know that they can switch to mine another coin.
That's fair.
If you have invested into GPU mining, you've done a little bit of research into crypto, and you know that you can just hop to a different asset. And there's plenty of assets that are still profitable even after Ethereum disappears. So there's no reason for them to sell their GPUs.
Well,
that's why I don't think GPUs will flood the market. I mean, you might see a mini flood for people who didn't do their research, but I don't think it's going to be all that wave distributed.
I have a counterpoint.
For example, look at China. China just banned crypto again, like banned crypto mining again, and you didn't see a massive wave of GPUs hit the market.
There was a decent, not to the scale we need, but there was a few.
Yeah, and would it drop the price for 5 minutes and we're back up?
Well, I have a counterpoint, but I think since we're going down that rabbit hole, it's time for you to give the overview.
All right. So, Mikey, are you ready for a little bit of education on mining?
Sure.
Okay. So in crypto, not all crypto's purpose are being currencies. Some are frameworks, like Ethereum. So you can, like, say you want to run some code, all right, but your computer's a joke, so you can't run it on your own computer. Well, then you can essentially hire miners on the network to do all the heavy calc. Where the hell did I just? You can hire miners on the network, basically. Think about it like that. And so the miner's job is to process calculations on the blockchain, and they get paid for that. That's how mining works. Okay.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Your computer is doing a job, and thus it gets paid in crypto. Mining in a nutshell. Proof of stake is something that's happening to Ethereum. So mining is called proof of work. Proof of stake is different. They're changing how mining works. It won't be your computer's doing a job anymore. It'll be the network is doing a job, and by some black magic or whatever, because I don't really understand proof of stake myself, the network somehow still processes the same equation and is able to fill that out, except your computer's not exactly doing the work, so you don't need to have these high spec GPUs or anything to complete said calculation. So I'm not really following what proof of stake how it works, but the point is you won't need high spec GPUs or computers to do said mining in the future. You just have to have something called a node on the blockchain, and I'm not going into that.
All right.
But mining, do you understand mining now? You have your computer do a little job and get paid. So that when Andrew was bringing up how mining's gonna disappear, Ethereum is currently the biggest crypto for mining, other than Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, it's basically achieved its sole purpose. It's supposed to be currency, nothing more, nothing less. So Bitcoin mining is here to stay, period. But Ethereum, on the other hand, Ethereum is supposed to be more than currency. It's supposed to be a framework for other programs to run, for other smart contracts and stuff to work. And so Ethereum has an active development team, and they decided, because mining requires such a need for power and high spec machines, and it's just not eco-friendly and just not efficient overall, they decided that they're going to switch to proof of stake. So because it's the second biggest mined coin, everybody's worried that the entire market's going to have a massive upset, both crypto and tech-wise, when it switches to proof of stake, when you won't need any of the massive machinery behind it.
Gotcha.
End of explanation.
All right. So my point was, as you said, they'll probably end up switching over to other currencies to mine. But the thing is that see, I have a limited knowledge on how this works. So my understanding is that as people start mining stuff, the difficulty of that chain increases, correct? Am I correct in that?
That is correct. Most algorithms auto adjust for an increase in mining.
So it keeps the rate of currency
20
the
people,
same.
yes, because when you so miners are paid partially by the person who requested the transaction, and also the algorithm that the coin is pays the miner themselves, like a small cut. And basically that creates a new amount of the coin out of thin air. It's like, hey, this miner needs to get paid, so you know what, I just created one Ethereum and I'm handing it to this miner. And because of that, in order to prevent from too many things being created, one of the ways they did that is they increased the difficulty. So if there's more miners, then the difficulty of mining increases. It's a artificial difficulty.
Yes. So that's my thing, is the reason why so many people are mining Ethereum is because other cryptocurrencies have quite high difficulties already. So switching over to them wouldn't be profitable, and even less so when everyone else switches over to them. because they're going to be beat out by ASICs and each other.
That is actually not correct,
Oh?
except for the ASIC part. Ethereum has the highest difficulty, as far as my
Oh.
knowledge knows. We have a difficulty that requires. So, one of the biggest things about difficulty isn't just the fact that it makes the equation harder, but it also requires a DAG to be generated. DAG is just, think about it like a RAM
Yeah,
requirement,
the memory
or
buffer.
VRAM requirement. Yeah. So, in order to complete the calculation, your computer needs to be able to support fitting the entire calculation in. And so that is the other requirement, which is your DAG. And that's also affected by difficulty. The current DAG for Ethereum is 4.5 gigabytes of RAM. So off the bat, you weed out all the lesser GPUs that have less than 4, or just straight up 4 because it's 4.5. And most other coins don't have a DAG that high. So that's why all these other weaker GPUs are being held up still in the miner market by smaller coins. And then Ethereum has the highest DAG and the highest difficulty. I don't remember how the difficulties are rated exactly, but what it means is you'll get less hash rate, which is your speed of mining, for more with the higher with your performance. So if your performance is weaker, you get less hash.
Okay.
It's a pretty crappy explanation.
I guess what you're saying. My thing is that everyone switching would make those coins more difficult, which would drive down profitability, which would free up GPUs because people are going to be like, I'm not making enough money. This is no longer sustainable.
So I think that would happen at first. However, with more people switching to other coins, that means you're going to have more people using said coins, and that'll drive up the cost.
I feel like we're at a very thin edge where the GPU problem and the crypto problem can just cause a big collapse in crypto.
No. I don't really know where to take that anyway. Mikey, your thoughts, if any. What have you followed?
Absolutely nothing.
Because he's gone, AFK. Middle of the podcast, AFK, let's go.
Love to see it.
This man literally was like, I don't follow crypto. I don't want to follow crypto. It's gone.
So, explain to me a bit more about how crypto works, because I have a surface level understanding. I did a paper on blockchain in high school. I mean, in college, but
I have never, in all my years, ever heard. I've been here the whole time.
Oh crap!
I didn't just go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you just outed yourself again.
What? Did you just accuse me?
Guilty. All right, what did we say? What was my explanation go? Yeah. What was my 20-minute explanation?
Oh my god!
That I did for your sake. I did it so you could.
No, I was there for that. I was there for you explaining it. I literally just left. I left on the part where Andrew was like, "Oh."
You just admitted.
What do you mean?
You just admitted you.
Yeah, I don't mind that, but
let's reel it in. Give me as deep but not so deep.
TLDR?
Yeah, a little bit deeper than a TLDR.
Okay. Every crypto is different. We'll start off with that.
Okay.
Bitcoin's a currency. Monero is a currency, but Monero focuses on privacy and being anonymous. Ethereum is a currency, but it also focuses more on being a framework for other cryptocurrencies and programs.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe Ravencoin is just like so it was just like Ethereum, and that's the cryptos I follow.
That one about the anonymity.
Monero.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's for sex traffickers.
Listen, they're all
All
for same
Let's
thing.
just say that
same thing with-
illicit activities in crypto kind of go hand in hand.
And you know what? Guess what does the same exact thing? Oh, cash.
Well, yeah, but it's it's different.
Is it different?
It's not, but the way the government sees it, it's different.
So the way the government sees it, the government doesn't understand jack, right?
Yes.
They just passed a bill and or tried to. It was a I think it was in the physical infrastructure bill that was supposed to be passed by Congress, which both are being held up, but that's another story. They tried to put in that if you're a minor, so
Minor or minor?
minor, like
I know,
mining,
I'm just joking.
like, yeah, I know. Try not to get us demonetized, thanks, bud.
He already did that.
If you have your computer doing all these calculations and transactions, are you able to track who you're doing it for?
Probably if you have enough tech know-how. I don't.
Yeah, I think so.
No. The answer is no. The answer is no. You know why?
Why?
Because on the blockchain, everything's stored as wallet IDs. No matter the crypto, it's all stored as a wallet ID. A wallet ID is a randomly generated number that's on the blockchain, and that holds your crypto amount. It holds the number of crypto in your account.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
That is literally not attached to you. If Mikey, I walked away and gave you my wallet information, and then that wallet bought something somewhere on the interwebs for the like, there's no tracing it back to me. There's no tracing it back to you. Nobody would know because it's just a freaking random string of numbers. It's not like it has a social security requirement or I got to type in my name and ID.
See, I heard that the FBI had figured out some sort of witchcraft that now the way Bitcoin used to be anonymous, they have some loose idea on how to track people
That's pretty
on the
cool.
Bitcoin blockchain. That's what
Where
I
you
heard.
can quote unquote track people is you look at internet IP addresses, and if you were trying to sell the crypto and turn it into fiat currency, like government supported
Mhm.
currency, like because at any exchange you have to enter in all your
social
info.
and everything.
Who the hell are you? Your social, all your identification. So that's how they track you.
Gotcha.
But otherwise,
If you keep it in
that's not the
crypto,
blockchain doing it.
you're good.
Yeah, if you keep it in crypto, they don't know
Gotcha.
because it's just a string of numbers.
So where does
They don't understand what's going on.
NFTs come into this? Because
Oh my god, no! NFTs are a nightmare that I don't understand. I need to learn them because I'm a 3D modeler, and it's like a way of copywriting your own work
Yeah.
using the blockchain.
So I mentioned that I did a paper on blockchain in college, and basically there was like research in how to integrate blockchain to stop degree fraud, and I think it's a similar system that NFTs work on.
Yes,
but
yes,
I'm
it
not
is.
so
You're right.
deeply integrated into that.
From the knowledge I know about it is you're basically creating an instance in the blockchain. Like, so every transaction that happened on the blockchain exists. No matter the crypto, it still exists because the blockchain, what it is a giant Excel sheet. Okay, a giant Excel sheet that holds every transaction that has ever happened and ever will happen on it.
Yes.
So, in this situation, that the transaction ID is going to be unique, and you're essentially selling. If you can sell an NFT or minting an NFT, you are saying this is the key information you need to prove that this belongs to you. You're making a unique identifier that only the person who owns the NFT can have access to.
Gotcha.
It's like a giant watermark that exists on the blockchain.
Gotcha.
It's saved in a giant Excel sheet and says, hey, this is real. This is mine, or whoever holds the key.
So
to
basically, NFTs are worthless.
it.
Oh my god, that's a hot take.
Yes. That well,
I stand by it.
yes and no.
Because
No.
it's
NFTs are as useful as a watermark. The NFTs are as useful as a watermark.
that's what
it.
I'm trying to get at. Like people paying hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars for stupid
I
pixel
think
art.
it's useless currently, but if the governments started incorporating NFT blockchain technology and whatnot, this is how you could see internet enforcement later on. Because you could prove, so I'm thinking of it as more of like a legal defense for artists, so people don't get scammed anymore. Because Joe Bag of Donuts can turn around and take my 3D model that I made, spend countless hours on, and be like, nah, I made it. And there's nothing I could do other than having a video recording of me literally making the model. Like, how am I supposed to prove that I created that?
See, that's
I
see the value to
So
the
that's why I'm like,
creators, but the buyers, that's what I mean.
buyers,
Like the people spending hundreds
Well,
of
it's the
thousands
same.
of dollars on that stuff, not because it's what they want, but because it's an NFT. It's trendy.
Well, it's money laundering 2.0.
That's the thing. Like, I make a drawing, right? And let's say the agreed upon art world says it's worth $5. But I make it an NFT, and because it's an NFT, people want to buy it for $250,000. I don't see where
As I
that
said, right
translation
now,
and value comes
well,
from.
that specific case would be totally money laundering. But the idea is that you own the original copy. You own the legit one that was given to you by the creator. Right now, I think that holds basically zero value. Unless it's like something that's hard to digitally recreate. Like if it's a picture, what good is it? I copy paste. I take a screenshot. Up, I have my own copy of it. Right now, that's not stopping anybody, and it's not promoting any power over the actual product. But if there was laws and legislation built around it, you would have a legal argument. Be like, hey, I bought this virtual lawn chair. Right? Only I can use it.
God. But I don't know.
But right now, yeah, worthless. I agree. Worthless
Definitely.
until I start my money laundering. Don't quote me.
I'm definitely not on board with the whole NFT craze.
I'm not on board with it either. Mikey, what are your thoughts on it?
I remember it being a fad, and then never hearing about it again.
What? You stopped hearing about it? I haven't.
Maybe it's because the circles I hang out. I'm not gonna say I hang out in artsy circles, but like the people I do hang out with are like screenwriters and like people want to make movies and stuff. So they wouldn't be on board with this.
Honestly, no. I think they should be on board with that. Those kind of people
No.
I feel
That's
like
how
if
they
you're a
protect their
creator
works.
in any sort, it has value to you.
Well, I've
Yeah.
talked to them about it, and it goes as far as it's just not in, like, they just don't care right now. Like, they'd rather make their own production. They would rather be taking your time to research how to make their own production company and actually working on that than anything to do with NFT. They don't even know
But
anything.
you know what? I guess it's also because it's safer because writers and stuff. You have publishing companies who will basically have your back for legal
Yeah,
work.
people are just waiting for that fat check that you get just happens to turn into a franchise, and then you're set for life.
Yeah.
I feel like for indie
they don't have
creators,
to worry about
it's
the legal.
definitely very
Oh
important.
yeah, I'm sure for indie creators it's
And
invaluable.
even for those people, they're not at the point where they're selling off to publishers, I don't think. So I feel like until you're at that point, it has value to you if you're creating.
Like I would love to start doing NFTs, but it's as we said, it's worthless because there's no actual there's no stopping somebody from taking and claiming it as their own. And
this has a legal record, yeah.
once it becomes having a legal record, and I could actually use it to claim my work and defend myself, then I'm gonna really start worrying about it, because that's pretty big. But that's not gonna happen because our government's
I still
slow,
subscribe to
say
the
the
poor
least.
man's copyright.
I don't think
I
that
think
works
copyright
anymore.
is broken, just fundamentally
Copyright is
broken.
very much broken.
So that way we don't judge up not like the same conversation from last week. Yes, and it's never gonna get better. I mean that sincerely. Like, I would love for copyright law to almost be thrown out the window. So that way it would give.
No, I don't think it needs to be thrown. I think it needs to be revamped. All right, we need a remastered.
Honestly, there's no remastering copyright law. Because as long as their lawyers exist and people who want to protect what they made and what they can make money off of.
But you see,
polar
there's
bears were natural in
What?
Minecraft. I thought polar bears were modded in. I didn't realize they were in.
Oh yeah,
Nah,
I
they're
remember.
in the-
Oh, I found a mine
Oh.
shaft.
Back to what we were saying,
Alright, so
I feel like on both sides of copyright law, it's broken. Not just for creators, but people that want to lawfully use copyrighted work without the licensing. You know, fair use is broken.
Yeah, your average YouTuber doesn't have access to license to.
It's not even that, because I can understand that because they're making money off of it, but in non-commercial applications, they can still screw you over with copyright because copyright.
Yeah.
it's a messy topic. I would actually, honestly, we should have a proper talk about this, because like that's perfect for uninformed and unprepared.
Yes.
Yeah.
That rabbit hole goes deep.
Definitely give us a moment to actually research it and learn more about it. But
I wouldn't dare.
I'm a little cooked right now for talking about something so deep.
Yeah.
Really? I think now's the time. I'm ready.
You're ready? You want to dive deep?
I
Yeah.
feel like we
copyright
should
right now?
just a off the cuff idea. I feel like we should have special episodes for this type of stuff. That's my creative take.
Deep dive?
Yeah, like a deep dive episode on a singular topic.
Mikey, opinion?
No.
Because it's not freeform.
Yeah, I'm more into freeform than.
Well, me and
Schedule-
Peter own 60% of this company, so we can decide whatever.
Oh my god.
The flex. Now let's give Mikey some rights every now and then.
Every
Come on.
now and then. I can't wait to edit certain parts of the conversation so you guys just seem like evil warlords.
Do it. Do it. You won't. You'll be like, this takes up too much time.
Honestly, yeah,
True.
probably.
All right, I want to segue into the next topic.
Okay.
Though. So I want to talk about, what do you guys use to learn about your news?
Twitter.
Rhyme not intended.
Twitter.
Oh my god. I
That's all I use.
Really?
I have quit Twitter for life, and my life is better off for it.
Mikey, you were addicted to Twitter. You would not stop sending me links, and you kept telling me about how I could get.
Because it was just so interesting, all the stuff I might have been missing out on this whole time. Until you really look at it, I was missing out on nothing.
Because you follow the most boring people.
You're right. Oh my god. No, some people.
So Andrew, you only get your news through
Yes,
Twitter.
because I don't have cable TV. So, like, in my room, I don't have cable TV. The only source of news is the internet, and I never take time out to actually look at the news. So when I go on Twitter, it has the little news bar, and that's my current events.
I have not. How do I say this? I could care less about the news.
You don't even follow the news?
I am so for.
You hear your news from your family or your friends?
Literally in passing. I'll hear like somebody yell at somebody else on the street, and I'll be like, "Wow, that's interesting." Like, yeah, I'm like at that point in my life.
What about? Not just. I don't mean just world news in general. I also. What about gaming news?
Whatever I hear in passing. Whatever pops up on YouTube, I guess, for gaming stuff.
Okay, so any of your hobby related stuff, you'd find your news through YouTube.
Yeah. I should give some back.
No Reddit? You don't.
No, Reddit is kind of more for conversation.
See, I have a second use for Reddit, but I'm not gonna say that
Oh
on the
yeah,
podcast.
no, we're not gonna get demonetized. He's talking about
Save
origami,
that
everybody.
for like
Origami.
episode
What?
3. Save it for episode
Yeah,
3.
here when he's the host.
Oh, you guys are gonna love it when I host.
I
Lord,
didn't even know we were doing this format of hosting. I didn't even know until literally like 10.
I came up with it literally 5 minutes before we started. I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm into it.
Because you're in control of it. Like, you want to go on a stupid rant and ignore all your topics? Go ahead, Mikey. When you're
Speaking
host.
of ignoring topics, we're ignoring the topic we just
yeah.
posed.
So anyway, what
Yes.
was it? What were we just talking about?
News sources.
Oh yeah. So for backstory for everybody, I used to be a political science major, and I used to be on Twitter all of the time. Every day, I would get online or I would get in person with a classmate, and I would debate with them all of the time. In high school, I wanted to be a part of the debate team, and I would always push for the teacher to start debates in class. And sometimes I would take whatever the most the class was opposing, just so that there can be a debate, just so I can argue with somebody.
I've done the same thing. It's actually so much fun.
It is fun.
There's a name for those people. They're called
Yeah, well, like it was just for fun, you know. And I
didn't even necessarily believe in it.
No, yeah, I didn't believe it either. It was just like, well, what do you guys think? Okay, now I think the opposite.
No.
Yeah, it was really like that. So now it's like I'm at the point.
And so while you're doing that, you only use Twitter?
No, I didn't only use Twitter, but like as my main news source, I did. Like I was on Twitter a lot, just hearing all these different things, hearing all these different opinions. And you know what?
What about validating your sources? Do you do that?
You know, when I hear something outlandish, I do look it up. But I'm at that point now where I just don't care. Like in life, like I could care less about what happens in the world. I could care less about what happens with people on Twitter. Care less about what happens to my classmates. If my classmates try to get me to talk about a hot button topic, I'll just tell them to shut up and to not involve me.
Or invite them to the podcast.
No, I won't even do that. I don't want to even look at these people. Because I'm at that point in my life where you dare want to get me involved in a political discussion? How dare you? How dare you, sir? And they're dead to me.
So you take it as fight words. Got it.
I'm at that point where I'm like, okay, we discuss politics and art. I think that's something because I'm into art. You know, like comics and like movies and stuff. I think that's interesting. You know, because like the culture affects politics, which affects culture. You know.
So what you're saying is Batman's communist?
Definitely not.
What?
Continue.
But anyway, I like stuff like that. Like I'm into more conversations like that. I could literally care less about politics as a whole. I don't care what anybody thinks of politics. All these COVID deniers and all these anti-vaxxers can literally just. I can't think of the word that doesn't describe fellatio. But it's just that's how I feel now. I just don't care.
Wow, Andrew, what are your thoughts on Mikey literally deciding to not care about the world? Are you in the similar mindset?
In a way, yes, but I also do try to keep somewhat up to date with the happenings. Like I'm not like Michael where I just tune it out. I will, go on Twitter. Oh, this happened. Let me read it real quick. Oh, that's cool. Oh, did this political person really say that? That's crazy. Let me look into this. Oh, they were taken out of context because media. Oh, that makes sense. I'm gonna go about my day now. Like I don't get into the discussions of everyone debating every little thing because that gets too drawn out. I look at what the news is saying. I take the 2 minutes that it takes. I Google it. Oh, it's taken out of context. Gotcha. Oh, that's actually true. That's crazy. And I move on.
He cares more than I do.
I'm somewhat like that. I definitely lean more on your side, Andrew, here, and then Mikey's non-caring side. I get most of my news from Reddit and YouTube, and the ones that I really do the deep. So I get my news specifically from Philip DeFranco on YouTube, and there's another guy who he normally covers taxes. I think he's called like Tax Value.
The tax
I don't know.
man.
You think? Well, he used to cover tax only, and then when the stimulus happened, he started just covering overall news because that was just a transition he made. So now he does news reports every day, and I used to fact check them, click on their links, click on their sources, follow the rabbit hole down for the YouTube ones, but I think they've proven themselves pretty credible. For the news guy, especially over the year, and Philip DeFranco, I've been following that man for 6+ years now, so I think he's proven his worth, and so I don't fact check them anymore. But Reddit, on the other hand, I only fact check as you said, like the outlandish articles. Otherwise, I'll just scroll through the comments and find the redditor who did fact check it because they like to be contrarians over there too. But I'm at the point where I don't care unless it's something that will affect me. If Joe Bag of Donuts got shot and something horrible happened, I'm of the mindset that that happened. Does it affect me? If I answer yes, then I'll look into it and I'll worry about it. But if it doesn't affect me, like, I shrug it off. All the climate change stuff, that has me shook, honestly. So I'll do a
terrifying,
little
to
bit of
be
extra
fair.
research. Yeah, that very much affects me. At the end of our lives screwed. But in order to not rehash that conversation, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like, I do a little bit of extra diving into those. Technology, that's a massive thing. I think it's honestly wrong that people don't look into their
I
tech.
mean, tech is my life, so I kind of have to. That's literally going to be my job. So
Tech is our lives. Like, we are. The smartphone has become the household object.
yeah.
How many people do you see not holding one or using one when you go out? And people don't know jack about it.
See, that blows my mind. I'm just gonna make a small little tangent. We're the last generation that grew up with and without tech. Like most of us when we were younger, we didn't have tech. But then at a fairly still young age, it made that transition and now it's literally everywhere.
Yeah.
And in 10 years it will be us.
Like, we're so exposed to it, but nobody dips their toes in like finding out what they're dealing with. Like, that's like using a hammer all your life and not knowing it's a stick in metal.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I just don't understand. I don't understand how people, like, if for something that you deal with on an everyday basis. I know most people won't be like, oh,
You know
well,
what? Can I
I
be
don't
real
care
with you
about it when
guys?
you're working. Go
Lately,
ahead.
I could care less about technology. I gotta be honest.
What?
I mean,
You stopped following technology
on
too?
more of the hardcore basis that I used to when I was like a teenager, yeah. I don't know.
Well, I don't expect people to be gung ho about tech. All you have to do is be aware,
Well, would you call me aware?
like, of things. Did you not just bring up? Were you not just having conversation about it, the chip shortage the other couple
I
seconds ago?
guess. Well, like,
Do you know the parts of a
I
PC? Like,
guess.
I don't expect you to recite them, but you understand a CPU. What is the job of a CPU?
Process.
That's a
Done.
good job.
Congratulations.
That's all you gotta know.
That's
Well,
like,
I like this.
what operating system are you running on?
Oh, Windows 8.
Okay. Is
Don't
there
play
other
it.
operating systems that exist?
Not that I know of. No, let's play.
This prick. Yeah, but it's questions like that. Like, I don't expect grandpa to know it, all right? But I expect people who are our generation to understand it because we're literally being raised on it. We're getting exposed
It's
to all
not
this.
going anywhere. It's only going to get more and more prevalent.
Yeah, it's literally become an aspect of our day to day
It's like when
lives.
people
Oh, I
first got
use Apple.
cars.
I use Android. Like, simple stuff. I don't expect you to know how to factory reset your device. I just expect you to know how to get to your device's settings.
Yeah.
See, it's like with cars. When cars first became a thing, very few people drove. No one saw the point. Cars are literally the most dependent on things in this
Whoa.
world at the moment.
Knows that
Wow,
sound.
you heard that too, right?
Did you guys hear that?
That
Yeah.
scared the hell out of me.
What the hell was that?
My mic? Hello?
No, no. It was from Minecraft.
Oh,
It sounded like a freaking sounds like a zombie attack's about to happen or something ominous. That was freaking weird.
well, my game crashed, so I'm not in the game, so.
Oh
Oh,
my god, bro. It scared the crap out of me.
yeah. That had me shook for a sec. I'm like, when did Minecraft turn
Oh,
into a
weather.
horror
Somebody
game? It
summoned
was
the
just like
weather.
this freaking. That's the sound it makes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, now I think it's dope.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Fits the ominous.
So back to what I
So
was saying, it's like cars, you know?
yeah, go ahead.
They were at the beginning, no one really cared, but now it's the most dependent on thing ever. And that's technology. It is now the most dependent on thing ever, and it's not going to get any better.
Yeah, but also look at it once again. We'll use cars as an example. People don't know jack about their own cars.
True. So I guess
How
that
many
was a
people
bad
do you actually?
analogy.
No, that's perfect because it's literally where we're at with technology, with overall technology. Like people have that's a $20,000, $10,000 plus investment to get a car,
Yeah.
and people couldn't spend 5 minutes looking up. Oh, how can I change my tire? Or is this a half decent vehicle, or am I just wasting money getting a gas guzzler? Like
Yeah.
these little things, or who's your manufacturer? Now, I'm not exactly one to talk because I definitely don't know jack about cars. It's also because I personally believe I'm going to be part of the remote life, so I'm not going to really look into getting a car. I think that's a drain of an investment for me who doesn't need to leave his home to work.
I mean, you're still gonna
So,
need one. We're not quite
uh,
at the point.
so here's all right. Now we're going on tangent, but
Good. Let's get
to
on
end this tangent
tangents.
really quick, to end that tangent really quick, if I hopped on a scooter, I can do anything I would need my car to do, and I mean electric scooter. I didn't mean physical scooter.
I mean, sure, I guess, if you want to take forever to do it.
Tell me something that I would need the card for.
But
A car
let's
for.
say you worked or you needed to go get something that you can only get at this one place and it was 15 miles away. You want to ride a scooter 30 miles to go get it?
What's give me a more specific example? Because
Uh,
niche examples like that, I'll get a U-Haul.
okay.
$20 a day.
Well, I don't know, because you said you don't plan on working, but you know, you have a job, it's 15 miles away.
No, plan on. All right, so having a job 15 miles away.
Yeah.
15 miles can be covered by a scooter. An
Are
electric
you really
scooter.
going to ride
I was looking
30
at. I
miles
was
every single day?
an electric scooter. I was looking at one that can drive 50 miles on a single charge at 25 miles an hour.
That's going to take you 40 minutes to get someplace you could have been 20 minutes.
But I save over $20,000 in money.
Yeah, but how much time are you wasting over the period of 5, 10, however long you work there?
Factor in gas costs, and suddenly it's not an issue. Factor in gas,
So you
insurance.
favor money over time.
I'd say what my current time is worth money wise in my position in life right now. I'd say my time is worth that.
Okay.
No, that reminds me.
Like
I'm
it's
not going to
worth the
argue with
sacrifice.
that point. It makes sense.
Like maybe later in life, if if I walk into a place and I'm like, hey, I charge $50 an hour, then my time is worth a lot of money.
Mhm.
Then I might think otherwise. But right now, where my time
Please
is
leave me alone.
probably at most 25 to 30. Yo, you good?
Get away! No!
I'm good.
You wanna explain?
No.
Come on, contacts. We need
My
contacts.
skeleton with some pumpkin on his head tried to kill me.
All right, we're gonna leave it at that.
You know that now that the mic's on me though, did you guys? There's a subreddit called
I don't really use Reddit, but okay.
I don't know if we curse we get demonetized.
You need to use Reddit. If you're using Twitter,
No, get off Twitter. Save yourself.
this is a potential edit cut. All right, just in case this would get us demonetized. Take note. All right, go ahead. Mike.
It's called Fuck Cars.
That wouldn't get us demonetized.
alright.
I don't think they censor. That would just get us less
Okay.
ads.
Well, that's what it's called.
I think.
And basically they hate cars. Like they.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say something worse, like it's.
Oh no,
they
that's a different
literally mean
subreddit.
it.
Well, let's stay away from that.
It's just the
subreddit,
two
okay?
words in reverse. They get swapped.
Okay, yeah. You didn't have to. I didn't need to know that.
Okay, but anyway.
r/thanks. I hate it.
But yeah. Basically the subreddit is about people who hate cars. Like they think they mess up infrastructure and that they hurt the environment, which they do. And they do hurt infrastructure.
Listen, I don't hate cars. I just think it's not always the viable solution.
Yeah, we live in a pro-car society.
See, I'm gonna differ here because I fairly enjoy cars. I like Formula One. I do not like NASCAR. That is garbage, trash. But I appreciate a good looking, sounding, driving car. Good old gasoline engine.
I value efficiency. Is it and it being worth its investment?
To me, if I spent, let's say, $25,000 on a car that sounds the way I want it to sound, and I invest money to mods and it's set up the way I want, yeah.
That sounds like you're investing a lot more than 20.
Well, yeah.
Thinking that.
I spec the build for the car I want, and it's going to cost me at least $150,000. But that's beside the point.
Yo, that's a
See,
house.
to me,
That's a house.
that
I
would
want
be
you to
worth.
remember that.
Yes, that would be worth it though, because I'm going to enjoy every second that I have it. It's going to.
Okay.
My investment is not into a tool to get me to point A and point B. Yes, it can do that, but it's in the enjoyment factor as well.
So the car is less about its own utility, and it's much more about its factor and
For that
enjoyment feel.
price,
For me, a
yes.
car is all about utility. It is quite literally a drill to me. Like, I don't get a drill just so I can double track the trigger and hear it go brr. I get a drill because I gotta drill a hole or I gotta drill a screw in. Like, that's its purpose, and it needs to serve that purpose.
Okay, but back to the scooter point, wouldn't the scooter be the drill and the scooter be a screwdriver with a nail and you're trying
It's
to...
a cost efficiency. The reason why I'm sold on the scooter is cost efficiency and legality.
Okay, what about self-driving cars?
Things I gotta worry about.
How would you feel about that?
Self-driving cars, electric self-driving cars, I'm pretty interested in. But I don't believe they've had their full rollouts yet. I believe Tesla's still in beta for that. Can
Yeah, they're still in beta.
I'm talking about long term, 30 years, no more. It's illegal to drive a car, no more gas.
I'm okay with that.
I'm cool with that, but it's
trains are at the point where there are trains.
It's got to be at the right price.
Yeah, there are train systems that are at the point where they're completely self-sufficient, and they're more efficient in taking you places. I mean, we literally are just getting to the place where that trains are at with this whole tunnel nonsense, the boring tunnel.
Like for a car. No idea what you're even talking about.
Totally you don't know about?
No, I know what he's talking about. I don't see the point that he's getting at.
Well, that's efficiency. You know, like he built that so he can go from one place to another in less time. But
now, can you brush me up on the boring tunnel because I don't actually remember
Basically,
it too well.
it's
I
a
couldn't. I can't remember if it's supposed to be a train
no.
or
It's
it's
like
supposed to like
it's literally a
cars.
tunnel that runs from like I think Las Vegas to Los Angeles, and I can't remember the time it gets you there, but it's literally just a 1-lane tunnel, like for a car to go into and drive.
That's not what I
Okay.
remember, but
What's that? So how is that so different than like an HOV
Exactly,
lane?
or a train, like a train that ships like 300 people at a time, maybe more.
Oh wait, so it picks up
No,
your
no, no.
car?
You drive your car. Okay, so like think about it this way. There's a little tunnel somewhere in Los Angeles. You drive into the tunnel. It goes deep, 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 deep underground. You drive forward the whole time, and make some curves, and then you drive up, and you're in Nevada
Yeah, but how does it make anything
see,
more?
because there's no traffic. It's just a
I
1-lane tunnel that
I
just
think you're
drives you straight.
misremembering.
No, that's how it is.
Because I remember the Boring Company was supposed to be the tunneling company so that Elon could make his Hyperloop, which was supposed to be a maglev train and
No.
a what's it called?
It's a
A
car.
vacuum tunnel. Not from what I'm looking at. The Hyperloop was supposed to be a train developed by
That's not the
SpaceX.
boring tunnel.
Boring Company. Yeah, they were supposed to be
I'll be
making the
looking that up.
Hyperloop.
No.
I'm literally looking at it on the
My
Boring
first
Company
ride
website.
in the boring tunnel in Las Vegas.
The Boring Tunnel.
Here he is, driving a car in a tunnel.
Well, a company is allowed to have multiple projects. You guys might be talking about two separate
No,
projects.
he's saying that the project I'm talking about is his project.
What I'm saying is that the efficiency thing that you're talking about.
What I'm saying is that this is stupid. Like I used to be a huge Elon fan too, but now I'm looking at this. Like if we got rid of cars and just a train, like we wouldn't need this.
See, but what that is a setup. From what I've literally just read, that tunnel is a setup for what I was talking about, the Hyperloop.
But it's not a Hyperloop.
That's not meant to be the end thing. That's just testing out their capability of tunneling.
If it's just that tunnel, then
the tunnel
just a glorified
the
HOV lane.
Hyperloop.
But if it's supposed to segue into
the Hyperloop is building off what they're doing with this tunnel.
No, all the Hyperloop is though is just like a train on rails, but it's not really a train. It's like a train car cut in half, and then cut in another half that you can like pack 4 people in.
It's a maglev train.
No, it's not, because I just saw the the video concepts for it.
I'm literally looking at it. It's a
Me too. I'm looking at it too.
Wow, someone tells me both of you suck at research.
I don't know, Mikey.
I'm looking at it.
Or one of you.
I'm looking at it right now.
All right, are you looking at a picture? Or
I'm looking at a video and a picture, and from CNET. I have CNET.
I'm looking at a moving picture.
I'm looking at a moving picture. So
I'm going to send you this.
Sources. Let's go.
Well, that's from Wikipedia, so don't.
Oh, wake up! Shut! What? This is fake. Are you serious?
All right, hold on. I honestly don't agree with all the hate that people give Wikipedia as.
No, I know. I think Wikipedia is a credible source. I think this looks so fake. Like it has a gigantic jet turbine in the front of it.
No, I remember them talking about it.
Okay, well, this is literally what this is. Like this is literally what it is.
All right, hold on. I'll take a look. So what do we got here?
So as I was saying.
No, I remember that graphic being a thing. I don't know why you sent the picture.
As I was saying.
So I'm literally looking at the white page from the Boring Company's thing. And
yeah,
this is the very first. It's literally from the company.
Yeah, it's all BS.
This is literally the first concept image.
Yeah, that concept. Well, it's a concept image. It's all BS.
Yes,
that's what we're talking about. The entire concept of it.
No, it's not.
It's not to be a maglev train.
Happening. That's not actually what's happening, though. Like
that's the goal.
But that's not what's happening.
It's not happening right now.
But it's not going to happen ever, probably.
Okay, well, you're just a doubter.
Yeah, I am.
You're just doubting.
I'm a doubter and a hater. Honestly,
God.
the more I
Anyway.
talk about this, the more I get on the side of hating cars because
What? All right, hold on. So I personally, I think if we have like the Hyperloop system, if that can viably replace cars,
oh
let's
yeah,
go.
if it could
Screw
viably
cars.
replace them,
I'm on the side of
I'm
efficiency.
into
I'm
it.
not on the side of
But it
the
can't viably
form of
replace them.
transportation.
At least not for like
Not in its current state.
America is like the ghetto. Do you guys realize that? America is the ghetto of the world. Have you
Well-
seen Japan? I'm not trying to be a weeb here, but Japanese
I
infrastructure
am a weeb.
on a country that
I
is
mean,
like
that's just
in
factual information, but yes.
like literally a country that has like so in debt, like it's almost the U.S. level. That
When we're playing the deck game literally every year.
yeah, like literally like Japanese debt is like they've had an economic downturn for years now, and they still their infrastructure is godlike.
Aren't they struggling with deflation right now?
Yeah.
Something like that.
And because the lowering birth population, less people are having kids, so less money gets pumped into the economy.
Yeah. Well, before we get into that, back to infrastructure here,
Yes.
which is
Yeah,
our
that's Hyperloop's
actually
bull.
Michael's just literally on crack cocaine, but okay.
It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet to replace cars.
Well, it doesn't even exist yet.
Yeah, it's but I mean the current design they have for it, like the way current society works with our commuting and whatnot. It's not efficient for work-life use or short-term, but as long-term travel, like sorry, not long-term,
Long
but like
distance?
long distance. There we go. Long distance. I think that's a very good idea. But we don't have the infrastructure to build that either.
Which is what Boring Company is doing, which is why they built the tunnel, which is why
Researching.
Michael is literally insane because he doesn't listen to reason.
They just want more children for their battery mines.
I have
Where
a
are you
question
going?
for you. When you saw that tunnel, what was your first thought? Why?
You want
Why
to know
did
my
you
first
think
thought?
that-
I'll tell you my
no,
second thought.
No, there's another part to the question. Why did you think
No,
that Elon Musk just decided to dig a tunnel from LA to Vegas with no other plans?
All right, I'll answer this question.
it's the Boring Company.
More solely because I'll just answer this. This is stupid. That's the answer.
What do you?
God.
What is
There you
stupid?
go. This is just stupid. I
What
think
is
that
stupid?
we are jumping through hoops to preserve the inefficiency of cars.
It's literally not even a car.
Yeah, it is a car.
It's a literal
it's a car.
maglev train.
It's a car.
That's not a
It's a
car,
car.
Mikey.
I'm looking at a car.
All right. You know what? It's a great time to segue into my next topic. How's that?
No, a train has
Huh?
multiple cars. This is one car. But okay.
It's gonna be more than one.
It's one.
All right. We're done. We're done with this. We're done with this because Mikey's he found his rabbit hole. I want to rant about something that I find really stupid.
Well,
and it's a current
before
event
we get
that just
into
happened.
this, shouldn't we introduce this segment since it's going to be a long-running thing at the end of the show?
Yes. So I wanted to do a Mikey. This is probably news to you because you didn't read our report. Why am I getting followed by 2 creepers? Wow, I am unlucky. Anyway, I want to do a segment at the end of every podcast episode where the host introduces their own topic that they want to rant about. Something that set them off or intrigued them, whatever. And that's the final topic. Anything on a whim.
And I think I just got my topic.
I have my topic now. But you get it? You cool with this? You like that idea?
Yeah, let's do it.
I thought you AFK'd again.
When I host, is going to be Hyperloop.
Really? I thought it was going to be Halo.
No, it's going to be Hyperloop. I think Hyperloop is better.
All right. So this week in Missouri, all right, the Missouri governor is pressing charges against a reporter. Neither of you guys have heard about
No.
this, right? Okay. So the Missouri governor is pressing charges against a reporter because the reporter, reported to the government that on one of their websites, they were leaking the data and social security information of like 5 teachers.
Oh wow.
And the Missouri governor is pressing charges and demanding that they be held accountable. The reporter.
Wow.
Because he's claiming that she hacked and decrypted the information.
Wait, so the reporter reported it to the government, or like reported it as a news story?
Reported it to the government. She reported it to the government, saying, "Hey, there's a security risk right here. FYI, you guys should probably do something about it." And the governor was like, "Oh, really? You hacked into our system and are planning to out this information to the public and pointing out a security flaw in us to the public?" And now he wants to press charges on her.
You know what this reminds me of?
So let me tell you what the security flaw is.
Okay.
Now, I'm sure both of you guys have been on the internet before.
Yes.
You've used something very elaborate technology called a browser, right?
Yes.
Have you ever right-clicked, gone into inspect
I
element,
have indeed.
and messed around with like the code on the website? You know, like rewrote some text so it said like you smell like a dog or the teacher's stupid or something like that.
So irrelevant information, but before OnlyFans became popular, you could actually delete paywalls that way.
Yes, you could still do that in a lot of cases. But
Fun fact, everybody
yeah,
out there.
so
In case you didn't know that.
anyway,
before.
the point of me asking you guys, if you have, Mikey, you've done that, right? You've screwed around an inspect element before. You know what
I know what
I'm
you're talking about. I just haven't done it before.
Okay. Well, you understand
yeah,
how you
yeah,
could.
yeah.
That's basically a wall of code as soon as you
Yeah.
open it. All right. That's where the information was stored. That's where they had the people's social security numbers and all the back end stuff that was supposed to be encrypted. And he's calling her a hacker for doing
Oh
it
wow.
because she right clicked and went into the page public source data
I have
and was
one
like,
question.
"Oh crap, their information's right there."
One question. One question only.
Go ahead.
How old is this guy?
I don't know. Let me check that
Yeah,
out.
because I was gonna say if he's really, I'm honestly impressed with her that she even knew to do that.
She was probably just freaking. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like ad or paywall or something she was trying to like get off her screen. Like, or she was probably switching tabs. Or
I
something
just
like
want
that
to
with an
understand
inspect
where
element or
the
something.
governor is
Either way.
coming from. Because if he's an older person, I can understand how he might not understand the whole concept
So
of
the
this.
guy is Mike Parson. Apparently,
He's a what?
the guy's name is Mike Parson.
Mike Parson?
He is 66 years old.
I can understand how, not accusing her of hacking, but how he wouldn't understand how the internet works in that sense. That's a bit deeper than most people
Listen,
would just casually know.
pressing charges on a person who found a security flaw and didn't do anything malicious with it. She literally said, "Hey, fix it." Like she could have just outed all the teachers' social securities and whatnot, and just profited off of easy clicks or easy money by outing those people. No, but they went the white hat her out with it, in which they let the government know, "Hey, there's a flaw in your site, fix it." And he's pressing charges against her. Like, what?
This continue.
How do you how is that? How do you put somebody in power in the governor role who thinks a situation where somebody helps you and so you shoot them in the foot is okay?
See, this reminds me of that episode of SpongeBob where Patrick eats his chocolate bar and he accused SpongeBob of stealing his chocolate bar. That's the vibes I'm getting from this. now I'm gonna starve. That's the same vibes I'm getting from this.
Like, it's obscene, Mikey.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm just listening right now. I think reporters get treated like such dirt.
Like, God, that's awful. How does nobody like screaming to get this man out of office? He's obviously a qualified idiot.
It's because like that's just most people in office. Like literally, it's like this
Is that
is
okay,
so.
though?
It's
Is
not
that okay?
but this is so like standard nowadays. It's almost like you're how do I say this? Like you're fighting a fight, like you're participating in a fight that is being waged a million times over. Like this is all has happened. Has already happened. Will happen again a million more times.
Yeah, but is this
I'm not saying it's right.
so you just turn a
I
blind
don't
eye
turn a
to it?
blind
You're just
eye.
like, all
Like
right,
this is what
this guy went full stupid and was
like
like,
this is one of those things I would probably like if they had a GoFundMe I would donate to, which I never do because this is really puts like a bad taste in my mouth. But it's like I just think about like I can't be too upset with it because this is something that just keeps happening over and over and over again. So
I
getting
feel like you should be more upset about it if it keeps happening.
no,
Yeah.
no
instead of
because I'm just so like
becoming apathetic.
I'm
to it,
more apathetic
because
to
this
it
is
because
something
it's like
people can do something about. Like, this
well it's not
isn't,
something that can be done
oh,
on
guy was killed in the middle of the desert. This
well it's
is
not something that
an
can be
elected
done on
official abusing
like
his power.
a state level, which I'm sure this is.
This is literally an elected
Yeah,
official. This is the
on the
governor
state
of a state.
level. Like this is something that
Yeah.
can't change on the state level. Like it would have to be something that changes on the federal level. You know, that
I have a
changes in the
counterpoint.
federal government, not individually change each state to state. Like this
I
would
have
have
a
to what?
continue.
Well, this would have to be federally, like something like the like better. How do I say this? Better what's the word? More accountability. You know, would have to be something like for this. That would have to be something like more on the federal level than the state level. I'm just saying this cannot happen on the state level or on the local level. It's
Okay.
something that happens on the federal level that would need change. That would have to be some meaningful change, not just something that happens
We got
once.
you. We got you. You're saying the same thing.
Because I
times.
feel like I'm not get like
We got what you're saying.
All right.
We get what you're saying. Now I'm gonna make my extremely cold or extremely hot point,
no.
and that is I don't blame the governor on this.
What?
What?
In the
What?
sense that it is beyond the scope of what I would expect a 66-year-old man to understand. The problem I have
realize-
is that he has no one that is literate in technology telling him the faults that is going on here. There's no one around him saying, no, this person is trying to help us. This is not what you think it is. I can get how he would understand that, but there's no one else saying, whoa. No, that's not how this works.
Yeah, you're right.
We messed
You're
up
right.
on our system. That's on us. This is not this person's fault.
Right.
And I don't expect the governor to know that. I expect someone to tell him that. I don't expect him to not make the mistake of, I don't know how a website works, so this thing, it beyond my comprehension, so maybe they did something malicious. We need to handle this.
So then, do you think?
Hold on, wait. Let me get a direct input to this. So, yes, I can completely see where you're getting at with that. I don't expect this guy to understand technology. I don't expect that at all. He's well beyond what I would say would, like, unless he specialized in coding. No, but yeah, I see where you're coming at with. He should have a board member, somebody to tell him about that. However, it's been a couple days now since this happened, and he's still in the same stance.
Well, then I can't defend that.
Like, that's closing your eyes and just that's open corruption.
Assuming that
Like, what else?
people have told him and He's not just like, oh, I'm getting backlash on the internet, I'm tuning it out.
You can't.
Someone
Yeah,
close to him that like works with him has told him. I would assume they have, and he's still making that point. Then that falls on him.
if he's tuning out the people because the internet is very much part of your population.
Yeah, but I can also get
Whether
like
the
if
president or not.
I'm the governor, people are gonna scream at me no matter what I do. So I can understand that point.
Yeah, but tuning them out completely, you hear their words. You know what they're saying. And if they're logically right, and it's not a matter of opinion, this is completely his fault.
I can agree with
It's
that.
like day one he holds that opinion. Okay, fine. Nobody told him elsewise. All right, okay, he can be ignorant. Day 2 and day 3, where you're literally having people yell at you about it, call you out for it, where it's stupid easy. Like the probability of him not being told he's being retarded is so
Well, here's
low.
the thing, right?
We should probably bleep that, by the way.
I said retarded like 12
What?
times, I think.
Should probably bleep all of those.
No. Really? Retarded's like a derogatory
Yeah.
term now? Missed that memo.
That memo was like 5 years ago, Tom. He missed that memo 5 years
I-
ago.
I missed that one real bad, and like, geez, that's still on my vocab from
I couldn't-
freaking just old
I
Xbox.
said retarded in like college class one
Stop
day.
using that
It was
word.
it was a big deal.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't get how people got so soft. But that's a discussion for another time. But I think what's just happening here is like something that just happens all the time, where there's a guy in power who thinks something, and the peons around him just have to be yes men. You know?
We've been seeing a lot of just open corruption
Yeah.
this past 2 years. Like,
It's just something that like a mask off, just straight up. Like I can't remember who said.
they don't even
Yeah.
care. They're so comfortable, and they're like, we have our blind supporters. We have the means to stay in office. They don't
It's
care.
just scum
And
politicians.
they're just
They
like,
Jump. Something in my throat.
what? Oh.
Donald Trump.
Was it?
Yeah, it's just scum
Literally
politicians. It's
everyone
just
in
that's how
Congress
life
right
is. You know? Like it is how it is. That's how it'll probably always be. Not hopefully not because I know like when our generation starts replacing politicians.
You know what? Listen, my thought process is if you're gonna be scummy, don't be open. Don't be open.
No, I
about
think
it.
be open about it. Own it, bro.
Like you want them to be. You want him to be this guy. You want people to openly be like, yeah. I think it's great that he's so stupid it like radiates, and we can know, hey, we got to get this man out of office. But also, like, I wanted at least. This goes into the whole. If I don't see it, it didn't happen. Like ignorance.
Yeah,
is
ignorance.
bliss.
I like that saying more and more as I grow up.
It sucks. I hate it. I hate it because
Yeah, I love it nowadays. Like I wish I don't know something. Like in my life, I'm honestly better off for not knowing something terrible.
I agree, but I also feel like it's negligent to willfully be ignorant.
No, yeah, it's the pussy's way out. Honestly, it is.
We're getting all words. Okay.
Yeah, like he said, demonetized. Can we please?
Like I'll bleep that out, but
You're making more work.
I'll
for
say it
yourself.
better. It's the coward's way out. Ignorance
There
is
you
bliss
go.
is the coward's way out. But I say that saying I love that. Like I just believe in that more and more as time goes on. If I won't try and search for the truth, if I'm gonna be scared of the outcome, like if I'm gonna be scared of what I'll find out, then I won't search for that truth. You know, like I won't ask questions I'm not prepared to get answered still.
See, I favor ignorance and bliss in cases where I literally can't do anything about it. If I'm powerless in the situation, don't tell me about it. It's only gonna make me feel like crap, and I can't do anything. But if it's a situation like where for politics and stuff, even though I have a minuscule amount of power in the situation.
You have the
or
illusion of
my
power.
I have some power.
Illusion of
Might
power.
say might be one. Yeah, I know. We literally royally screwed ourselves with our system, but that's another topic. There's plenty of them. But my vote, all right, to put it simply, has 300 millionth
Yeah.
power. Okay, that makes me feel good. All right, that's one vote. That's a small chance, better than Lotto. Okay, I have more effect on our vote in Congress on the president than I do with voting, not voting, but buying a Lotto ticket. Like,
Is it actually? I thought the odds were like 292 million, so it would actually be better to buy a lotto ticket.
all right, fact check it. Let's say.
Let's see.
I'm pretty sure Lotto's odds are notoriously god awful. Like, you're more willing to get struck by lightning twice than you are than getting a Lotto ticket. Win.
1 in 13.9 million.
Okay, maybe my vote is worth less than Lotto. Now I feel crappy. You know what? I think that ignorance would be very blissful in this situation.
You are actually far better off just buying lottery tickets.
And have money answered, money solve the freaking country. Jeez.
Man.
The point was, I'd rather have that inkling power and the knowledge in those cases, because if I can't do anything about it, what's the point of me knowing about it? So I can take precautions. Oh wait, no, I can't, because I can't do anything about it.
I agree, but it also is like, if you know about it,
Like,
the next time you have the opportunity, like, I may not be able to do something now, but later
maybe in the future.
it could apply, so I should know this.
Mikey, what are your thoughts on that? Great talk.
You went to the
I just
bathroom
thinking for a second. No, I'm thinking. I want to go back to it. Ignorance is bliss. I'd rather not know something. But if it's like
But if you learn a lesson from it that can apply later,
yeah,
wouldn't you rather know it?
I would rather know it, but I would rather
not know it, stumble over yourself, and then have the problem later again.
Yeah,
I'd
rather just
be negligent.
I don't know. It depends. It depends. It's something easy to talk about in retrospect, but or in introspect, like when it hasn't happened yet. That to me, honestly, but like.
Right, well, let's talk about both the positive and negative side.
Hold on, like.
Would you rather have, if you knew Bitcoin was going to grow, you'd want to know about it?
Well, yeah, but like back then when I knew Bitcoin was going to grow, I didn't have any money to do anything about it.
Yeah, so how do you feel about it in that situation? Like,
I'd rather just, like I said, ignorance is bliss. I didn't know anything. Nothing I can do. My life goes on. You know, I'm like the opposite of you. Where it's like, if I don't know about it, if I know about it and I can't do it.
Now, what about bad situations that you still can't do anything about? Like 9/11. Let's say you weren't.
Yeah, I can't do anything about
literally
it.
Just yeah, like,
my life doesn't get worse.
You were
like my life won't get worse for not doing anything about it because it's already happened. My life would just be back to the way it was.
But all the lessons we have learned from
making mistakes,
happening,
I get that. But
we can avoid future things of that nature happening. I want to go back. Wait, before you make your point, I want to go back to the Bitcoin example. Because when I first heard about Bitcoin, it was like $1,500 for a Bitcoin. I ain't have money into it.
That was when you first.
Yeah, it was the old. Like, I learned about it in the beginning. I didn't have any money. I was like, oh, that's cool. Forgot about it. And then, you know, it started steadily growing, and then it burst up to $20,000. Everyone's like losing their minds. I knew then I should probably still invest. I had some money. I had the ability to act.
This moment, he realized.
But I didn't. And now we sit here today at Bitcoin at $60,000, and I'm at the same spot again where I feel like I can still go in. But I'm not going to.
So would you say ignorance would have been better?
No, I wanted to know because now I had the knowledge, that it will probably continue when it was at 20,000. And if I wasn't
you
an
wanna
idiot, I would be in a better
So you
position.
still want to continue to feel god awful about this, so you can continue to make the same decisions later
Yeah,
on.
so when it goes to $100,000 and I'm sitting here now and I have money that I can be investing in it, I want to feel stupid because I deserve it.
Because you didn't do it
Because
again.
I deserve
Got
it. See that, but that's my point. I deserve it because I already learned that lesson, and it happens again. If I was just ignorant and I didn't have that lesson, and it happened, I would have been powerless to stop it. But I am powerful. I have the ability to stop it from going to $100,000 without me investing because I have that knowledge.
You know what, Andrew? That is so powerful. I think we should end it there.
Yeah, I think
Because
you're just tired.
This
it's
guy.
2:00.
Yes.
We've been doing this for 2.5 hours.
Wow, that's a lot of content
Yeah.
that you have to sort through and
You
edit.
know, I
all
like
your
to use the
freaking-
word "sort through" liberally.
This
You're
guy-
gonna realize that when I said you the first edit.
Well, I am going to go
All
through this
right.
episode because there's a lot that needs to be edited, and I am not taking
I
chances.
will also be I'm gonna also re-listen to this.
Oh yeah, we said retarded
because-
way too much. We said, oh wait,
And
we're
you
not
say
done.
it again.
We're not done. I doxed myself.
We said redacted. You doxed
I
yourself.
doxed myself. I gotta cut that out.
You walked away a couple times.
That
Gonna have to cut those awkward pauses. We have an intermission
we'll
now.
have a couple intermissions.
Well, let's wrap this up and then we can have this conversation.
All right. Well, thank you for anybody who tuned in. I feel sorry for you, and I'm also thankful
Yes.
for you. You're contributing to hopefully us making this an ongoing thing. We're gonna keep going until we feel like we aren't making progress. But I got high hopes.
I do too.
I
This
don't.
has
I
been,
gotta be honest.
Wow.
Doubting our own
No, I'm
product.
kidding. I think we're gonna do good.
This has been the Uninformed and Unprepared podcast, and hopefully we'll catch you in the next one.
Yes.
If there
And
is
hopefully I'll be hosting that one, and we're gonna
You will be hosting that one.
be hashing up some issues with Mikey.
I think my first.
Thank you to our patrons, Joe Bag of Donuts, and Nobody Really Exists, and I have crippling depression. And thank you to our sponsors. Who's our sponsor for
Joe
today, Mikey?
Biden.
And that's where we end. Thank you and good night.
Good night.
Good night.